The one thing that boys have to understand before they become a man is you have to have vision. This is the one thing that you gotta have. You have to have vision. If you don't have vision for your life and what it's going to look like, what it's going to be, then somebody else is going to tell you what your vision is going to look like, what your life is going to look like. If you don't have control over what you want your life to look like, brother, somebody else is going to do that for you. Somebody else is going to tell you what your life should look like, but it's not their life. It's yours. And in order for you to be a purposeful man, right? Book out right now, man. Y'all should be reading, bro. Especially if you young, man. The Purposeful Man Playbook. Type it in on Amazon. Your boy is an author. Made the book just for y'all. You have to understand that you have one chance, bro. And that's each and every day that you're alive. To just get 1% better, bro. 1% better. It's not about perfection. It's not about having everything together. It's not about none of that. It's about progression. And it's about having things together slowly but surely, having a vision of what you want your life to look like. Like I said, if you don't create this game plan for yourself, if you don't create a vision for yourself, then nothing could be executed. When I communicate with people, I like to let them know about game plans. Like, here's the game plan. Here's my hopes. Because then there could be actionable steps. And if there's no actionable steps, then maybe it just ain't the right time. Maybe they just, not ready. But from collaborating with people to having conversations with people, I stress the importance of having a game plan, having something of written down formation where we could say, this is what we're going to do. And this is how we're going to navigate this process. So if we could do that in teamwork, where we're like, okay, you do this part, I do this part. Remember, we in school, you do this part of the project, I do this part of the project. We come together, we make it work. You're distributing work. You saying, here's the game plan. Here's how we're going to break it down. That allows for y'all to execute. It's the same thing in life. You have to ask yourself, what am I doing on a daily basis that can help me execute? What am I doing that can help me execute and accomplish the goals and dreams that I have? A dream is just a dream. But if work doesn't follow, then like I said, bro, it's just a dream. It's not going to work. You don't want your dream to just be a dream. A dream is just a dream for people who do not have a game plan. A dream is just a dream for people who do not have a game plan. They let the world tell them what their plan is. They let the world tell them what to do instead of them thinking, okay, what do I really want to do for myself? You have to think about what you want to do for your life. You have to think about what you want to do for yourself. Because if you don't, like I said, other people will tell you what you should do gladly, bro. They'll gladly hop in the driver's seat and say, hey, do this with your life since you're not doing nothing right now. Nah, you got to have a game plan. You got to stick to that game plan. You have to execute that game plan. You have to make that game plan happen. You have to be overly dedicated to the process. Overly dedicated to the process. Just dedicated to win. And game plans could change. They say, tell God your plans and he'll laugh at you. That's true, because he has even greater things in store for you. But all I'm saying is, man, for people who don't even have a plan, they're just going to be floating in the abyss. Ain't no greater plan for you, bro, because you don't even have a plan. So God can't even laugh at you. He can't even say, man, you know what? Let me show you this way, because you're just floating with life. So you got to have a game plan and you have to have a vision. That's what's most important, because game plans can change. But if you have a vision, then you have an opportunity to do something special here. If you have a vision for your life and how you want your life to be, then even if game plans change, you can still reach that vision. You understand what I'm saying? It's a destination that you're saying that you want to reach. What's the destination that you're trying to reach? Many different ways of getting there. You might get there at different times, whatever it is. But truly, bro, what is the vision and what's the destination? So you still got to have a game plan. I believe that 100%. But you got to have a vision first, because if you don't have a vision, then you can't even create a game plan. You got to have a vision. You got to be able to paint that picture out for yourself each and every day and make it happen. There's a lot of people, man, they're not ready to really lock in the way that they should lock in. I believe in you. It's time for you to believe in you. But I know that you can do anything you put your mind to. You just have to have that one thing, vision. And through that vision, you have a game plan. And if game plans change, you still know that your vision is what's most important. A lot of people will tell you, go after the materialistic things, go chase that. A lot of people will tell you, hey, go chase women. Go chase women. Chase women? Nah. Purpose. When you have vision, you have a game plan. And when you're executing that game plan, you're purpose driven. See how it all connects? So in order for you to be purpose driven, which is what this whole channel is about, if you're not subscribed already, come on, man, stop playing. Stop playing with yourself, bro. Literally and figuratively. Stop playing with yourself. Stop watching things you're not supposed to watch, right? If you need help with that, join the chosen ones below, right? Okay. But also stop playing with yourself in a sense of stop playing with life. When there's opportunity available for you to succeed, take that opportunity. You know what I mean? Because it might not come again. But yeah, man, that's what it's all about. How do you reach a place of being purpose driven? You have to know what are you being driven towards in the first place? What's the destination? What's the vision? What do you want your life to look like? The vision is so important because if you don't have vision, then you don't have a game plan and you can't be purpose driven. You cannot execute and you don't know what to work on a daily basis. So as a man, if you want to work on something on a daily basis, you have to have a vision for what your life looks like. And what I mean by vision is not just the success, not just the goals that you have for yourself, but also hitting the areas that you need to win each day. You need to have a vision for what you want your physical body to look like, right? So physicality, going to the gym, working out, doing your cardio, whatever that is, whatever that looks like, you got to have a vision for that. You have to have a vision for what you want your career to be, right? Entrepreneurship, whether you want a job, whether you want to go to trade school, whether you want to go to college, you have to figure that out. You know what I'm saying? You have to have a vision for how you want your relationships to be. What are you looking for in a woman? Create a list of the things that you're looking for in a woman that doesn't have to do with just looks. Go beyond the surface. You can still ask the creator, you can still ask the man above for a beautiful woman that you are attracted to. Attraction matters. It really does, man. Everybody got their type. Everybody know what they looking for. But what about what's going on the inside? Can she hold a proper conversation? Can she add value into your life? Can she support you? Can she motivate you? Why do I say that? Because right now, as a young man, you're going to be pouring into yourself, taking care of yourself, and filling up your own cup first. You on your purpose. So when you do that, you will have the capacity at some point to pour into others. But you have to know when you're ready to do that. Don't just jump into a relationship. Make sure that it's the right relationship with the right person. But when you make that transition, man, from boyhood to manhood, you have to know that this world, it's very man, it's very 1 + 1 = 2. It's either you show up and put the work in or you don't. But what they don't tell you about this world is if you have a vision and you have an imagination for how you want your life to look like, that is just as powerful, because that could create the reality that you are looking for. That can create the life that you are looking for. Albert Einstein said that imagination is more important than intelligence, like book smarts, because imagination is a true form of intelligence. To be imaginative is to be intelligent. To be intelligent is to be able to create, creativity is one of the highest forms of intelligence. Everything that I'm saying, you can look up. So it's all connected. So to imagine, to be imaginative is to create is to be intelligent. So when Albert Einstein said imagination is, he's also saying imagination is one of the highest forms of being intelligent, of being smart. So don't lose your imagination. Don't lose your vision. Vision is one of the most important things that you need. Building your relationship with God, of course, locking in, focusing, being disciplined. All of that is 100%. You gotta have a vision, so you know what to be disciplined towards. So when you build your relationship with God, He knows what you want out of life, and you know what you want out of life. Like, these things are important, man. And if you don't have a vision or a game plan, like I said, somebody will provide you with one. It might not be what you really want. You have an opportunity right now to lock in on a whole different level and tell the world what you looking for. Why not take a chance on that? An opportunity on that. You can show the world what you're about. You can show the world that it all started up here and you made it happen out here through vision, and I want y'all to live a great life. So this is definitely an important video. I hope that y'all appreciate it. Just continue to lock in, continue to do what's right, and I know that you'll be great. All right. Peace, man.